Welcome to this short tutorial on the basics of Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud 2018. I'm going to turn a photo into an ebook cover and show you a bunch of useful tricks along the way that I hope you can apply to your own project. Once you've booted up Photoshop, you'll see you can create a new project using a standard size or a size you specify. But I'm going to keep things simple for now and just open an existing photo. When you're ready, click Open, select the photo, click Open, and there you have it. Whoa, way too small. So go up here to View and go 100%. We're going to zoom in a bit, too much. Go back to View, zoom out with Control plus hyphen or Command plus hyphen on Mac. I'm doing that on the keyboard now, so it's a good size. Image, have a look at mode and see it's RGB, red, green, blue color. Great for screen work. CMYK is for print. Adjustments, brightness, contrast, they're all too advanced for this, but auto tone is fine. If you don't like it, use the best command ever invented, undo, which is Control Z or Control Z in North America. Likewise with contrast and color. And then go to image and image size just to see that the resolution is 72 pixels per inch. Even if you like using the metric system, I suggest sticking with 72 pixels per inch for screen products and 300 pixels per inch for print. This is the toolbox over here that I'm waving around, grabbing by the top. Now I'm going to look for the crop tool. Can't see it easily on this one, so I'm going to go down here, click and find it. There it is. That's what it looks like, the crop tool, because I'm going to actually cut off the bits that I don't want. So you can see I'm clicking and dragging the activation nodes all around, and I'm turning this from a landscape oriented image to a portrait oriented image, so it's taller than it is wider. So this will be the front cover of the ebook. Now when you're ready, you can either just press enter or return on your keyboard, or click this tick up the top, and that will actually do the cropping and discard the parts you don't want. Next, I'd like to put on a title, so I'm going to click on T for the type tool on the toolbox, click and drag across the top to create a text box. Now watch the layers palette on the right. See the new layer that just popped up? That's really important because it means we can do things to the title and it won't affect the background image. We can move it around, delete it, won't affect the first layer that we had. I've typed in New York and I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to make it bigger. I can go up the top here to do that from what I had to 220. I'm using the typeface Corbel Bolt. You choose whatever you want. And that doesn't look too bad, but I prefer to change the color to white. So go up here, click on where it's yellow, and on the color picker, choose a section that's white. There it is, the new color white, and click OK. Click back on the text and you'll see, okay, it's changed. This is the move tool that I'm clicking on, which means I can move the text box around into position, and you can do this at any time that you'd like. The next thing I'd like to do is put a subtitle below. Click on the type tool again, click and drag to create a text box, and in it I'm going to start typing Your Ultimate Travel Guide. But notice the layer here, the new layer that has been created. We're going to work on that. Whoa, that's way too big. I'm going to change that down to say 100 points, not 220. Click on enter to make the change. There you go. Type the rest of the words, Your Ultimate Travel Guide. Put it in there. And I don't want it arranged like that. I'm going to click between Ultimate and Travel with the cursor and then just press enter so it's on 2 lines. Now I'm going to highlight that, just make a few changes via, if you go to the type menu up the top, go to panels and select the character panel. I'm just going to select that, and there it is going to pop up on the bottom right. Now I'm going to change the size. This is a different way of doing it, to say, I don't know, 110, and click the enter button to make it happen. And then the leading on the right, that is a spacing between lines. So that doesn't look any good, so I'm going to hit undo, but just so you know that that spacing is there. Now the tracking is just below. That's the spacing between the letters themselves. I'm going to change it from 50 to 25 points. You can see the difference it has made there. One final thing is the color. I would like to put this to yellow, so click on the color pick to select yellow, click OK, click back on it, you see, yep, there it is. They're the basics. I will do a couple of other things just to finish off, a little bit more advanced, but they're not hard to do. Click on the New York layer, but if you'll have a problem if you click back on the type tool. See, it doesn't want to go into it, so it's created another layer. Very important to go back into that layer that you were working on, highlight it, And now, if you click at the top right of the character palette, I'll click that again, you'll see small caps. See the difference it made there? A little bit too far apart. I'm going to reduce the tracking to just 10 points. Yeah, that's better. Click back on it. Small caps, it's a stylish alternative to all caps. Now finally, I'm going to put a drop shadow on. I'm going to click on your Ultimate Travel Guide, click on that layer and select. And I'm going to go to the little FX symbol at the bottom of the layers palette. Click on that and go down to drop shadow. You'll see what that is in a minute. This is in a minute. And now play with the settings here. Opacity is how dense the actual shadow is. So 70 is quite dense. I'm going to move it down, see how the shadow gets lighter. You can see it in the preview screen there. And you can play with the distance, the spread. Easy enough to do. You get the idea of what's going on. You need to adjust these to your taste. I'm just showing you where it is, and the final selection will be your choice. Okay, when you're ready, hit OK. There is the drop shadow. We've just got to save it now. Don't forget to save all this work. Go File and Save as a Photoshop file, which is the name of your file and PSD at the end. Hit OK for maximize capability. But also I suggest saving a JPEG, so File, Save As. Give it a slightly different name so you don't overwrite the first JPEG, and we will change that PSD by clicking on Save as Type. Look at all the options. Save it as a JPEG for this exercise for an ebook. Click Save, and then you are done. Or once you've chosen how much of it you want to save to maximum, I'm going to click that and click OK. And there you have it, an ebook cover. For other videos on Photoshop or InDesign, you might want to check out the other options on this channel, Indie Book Publishing with Ewan Mitchell. Thank you very much.